Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery. Anthony here, and in this video I am finally going to build my Hoyt XD riser. This one is in liquid blue. I've been making some videos prior to actually putting this thing together, so I'm kind of just looking at it and really waiting to assemble it and actually shoot it. Well, you guys will be watching. Wish I could, have you all here. That'd be kind of cool. But I am going to shoot it at the end of this video, and it'll be my first shots out of the bow. I'll just do a quick, once over, make sure that things are close enough. The weight's close enough. Make sure my limbs are aligned and things like that. Once we actually have it assembled, to make sure that we're going to go hit the target. But I will do my very first shot with this new riser in this video. But the first, 90+% of this video is going to be about what I'm putting on my XD. And maybe give you a little bit of reasonings why and things like that. Because some of these products I've used for over 10 years, maybe even 15 years. Like I've been using some of these products for a really long time. And then others are new additions, so I'm just going to share with you my thought process, how I kind of assemble a bow, and then shoot it at the end and get my feedback. Sadly, I will not be using the new axial limb just yet on this Formula XD riser. Still waiting for the weight I ordered to come in. It'll get here, and there'll be videos made about it. We'll do a little comparison compared to the old Velos ones. But I will be taking my Velos off my Formula XI riser and putting them on here for the video and for the immediate future until those new limbs come in. So I just want to let you guys know what was going on with that. Without further ado, we should probably hit on a few little things that you may need. Maybe some isopropyl alcohol to install things like arrow rests and things, clean the surface just in case there's any kind of film or something on it from the machining process or whatever. It's good to make sure that it's clean so that all your adhesives adhere correctly. Other than that, if you don't use the Allen keys or you need additional Allen keys than what Hoyt provides, the ones Hoyt provides cover the riser, but some of the accessories you have may be metric or whatnot, or just different standard sizes that Hoyt risers don't use. You may want to have some metric and some standard Allen keys with you so that you can make that happen. Don't run into any snags there. Other than that, if you're building your first riser, it's great to have like a little checklist of all the things you need. Make sure you have like your plunger, an arrow rest. Figure out, are you buying new, buying used? Are you just taking them from an old bow and just putting them on to your new riser? Things like that. We won't be going through all these in detail, but just these are things to remember. It would really be a bummer to get halfway into assembling your riser and realize, oh, I don't have any other clickers, or oh, this is not a good plunger. I should have ordered one. Now I got to wait a week for it to come in or whatnot. So with that, let's get started. We're probably going to be putting the Veritune plate on first, because from there I can then install my arrow rest and then the clicker and so on and so forth. So let's get this all set up to put the Veritune rest on. So now let's pick out our Veritune plate. For me, I'm always going to go with the medium one, the mid. There's a high and a low. I have never used, well, actually either. But I think I know a few people that have used the high, usually when they're running like really big arrows, like a 23-12 for indoor stuff. For me though, the mid has always worked great, so I leave it that way. So we'll cut that out. These are the backing plates. One of them's designed for the high and the low, and the other one's designed for the mid, because the mid's just in the middle, and the high and the low, I think you just flip it upside down for the low, flip it the other way for the high, and then you get your little screw to put it in. The empty hole will be for your plunger, which is nice because you put the plunger in and line everything else up. So I'm going to go do that now. Shouldn't have to clean anything just yet. Again, always follow your installation directions from Hoyt, because they do give you recommendations on on different things, you know, when installing arrow rests and stuff. Okay, so the Veritune plate is on there, nice and tight. Now we have a nice basis to go and screw in our plunger, and I'll just go do that now because that's really easy. It's not perfectly set up for the whole adventure, but we'll straighten it out, and then I'll move on to putting in, or sticking on the arrow rest after cleaning the surface here with some of my isopropyl alcohol. Before I go any further and actually stick on this arrow rest, for the plunger I am using a biter plunger. Works really good for me. These things are super reliable. They seem like they basically last forever too, and basically almost every Olympic medal ever won in recent history, probably the last like 20, 30 years, and the vast majority of all Olympians all use biter plungers, and there's a reason. Consistent, reliable, German engineering. Biter knows what they're doing, and they they definitely seem to perform. So I stick with them. For those, I have tried others, just they don't. There's nothing that seems to be better about them, but maybe in the future. With that, arrow rest wise, we are going with a Shibuya Ultima arrow rest. I believe now they just call it the Ultima arrow rest. Now I would have put a Ultima Veritune plate on it, where the Ultima rest actually sits into the plate. I will in the future, minus my plate that I ordered is currently on back order, so I'm waiting for my Ultima Veritune plate to actually come in, and when it does, I'll install that with a brand spanking new arrow rest. This one's fine. I put a new adhesive backing on it, and it seems like it should do the trick just fine. And then I'll have, you know, a backup arrow rest for the XI, because that one still has a standard Veritune plate and not the fancy Ultima Veritune plate. Alright, so we've got the rest stuck on there. Now, you know, we probably shouldn't just go and shoot arrows immediately after sticking this on. You could, it'll probably be fine, but I believe Shibuya actually has a recommendation of how long you should wait before, you know, sticking arrows on it and actually shooting them off of it. But the tape they come with is really great. The big thing is just making sure that you clean whatever surface you're sticking them to with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure that it adheres really well. And then other than that, you should be good to go. Up next, we'll be adding the clicker onto the bow. I use the Biter 0.25 clicker. Works well. You know, reliable. Some people have fancy carbon ones, but you know, the little metal clicker with the plastic end, it works all right for me. So I keep using it. So now that my clicker is installed, we're really making some progress here. Now I'm going to actually change out the grip. This is the stock Hoyt grip that comes with the bow. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It'll work. It'll do the job. But if you do prefer another grip, then you know it's probably about time to switch that out. You may want to just buy a brand new one, or if you are really fond of a particular grip, especially if you made it yourself, you probably just want to switch that one right over from your previous bow. But they come off pretty easy, just 2 screws, and then you can slap your new grip right on there. Now the grip I am using right now is by Archery, and this is the CMS grip. Pretty awesome. It's a little bit lower of an angle, so my hands, my palms a little up a little bit more. I don't know, it just feels really comfy, and I feel like I'm getting a little less movement left and right in my bow hand and bow arm in general with this grip than with the stock Hoyt one. And I've used the stock Hoyt one for like a couple years, so I really did notice a difference right off the bat, and I'm probably 3, maybe almost 4 weeks in using this, and I'm really liking how it feels. I do have a more aggressive one than this that I may try later, but for right now I'm going to be sticking with this at least through New Jersey States, and then we'll see where we go from there. Because we'll be shooting outdoors here at Sure Shot Archery until probably almost Lancaster Classic, so it'll be fun. All right, so now it's time to install a sight. We got our grip on here. It's looking good. Definitely time to install a sight though. We'll be using a Shibuya sight. This is their new Ultima sight with the fancy extra locking extension bar. It actually works really good, and how it locks in with their little screw here does a pretty good job as well. The only thing fancier would be if it was actually, if it actually clicked every time you hit a new circle for you to lock in. That would be kind of sweet. But yeah, works good. I think I've been using Shibuya sights probably since like 2011 or something like that, give or take. So they've been reliable for me, so I stick with them. With that though, time to break out the metric side of things and get this sight mounting block on. I do have a second one on order so that I actually don't have to keep switching mounting blocks back and forth between the two bows, because that'll be a real joy. So I do have a second one of these blocks ordered. Then I can just swap this sight back and forth between my XI and my XD here. So I think that plan will work out pretty good. There we have it. We have the sight mounting block all set. We're not going to stick the sight on it just because there'll be a lot sticking out then. And we still have some more things to add to this riser here. Well, I guess really only one thing. We'll be adding a Shrewd Atlas V-bar. We'll be mounting it directly onto the riser here. For a stabilizer setup, I'm going to be running the Shrewd Rev X 15-inch side rods with Sure Shot Archery tungsten weights on both the side rods and the front rod. The front rod will be about 28 inches plus the tungsten weights, and I'll also be running Biter V-Box dampeners on all 3 bars, so one on each side bar and one on the front, and that'll do the trick for that. We'll have to see how the bow balances out to see if I have to add or take away stabilizer weight, especially since this bow has a nicer option to weight the riser. So I'll probably actually be adding in a few weights on the bottom. I think we'll might see how it balances out, but we might add a few, both of them to the bottom here to see how that plays out. now that I have my V-bar on here, we're basically set up on this riser. So we'll throw the sight on now. Why not? Why not? All right, so got that. We'll throw the V-bar, side bars on and the front bar, and then we'll have to get this puppy strung up. Got to de-string the other bow first, because we need some limbs from it. So I'll be right back. All right, let's see. We'll put the stabilizer on. Hopefully it doesn't get too unwieldy. We'll probably have to move a little bit so I actually can string this bow. It would be entertaining to watch me string it sitting down. I don't know how that would go, but it would sure be interesting, that's for sure. So we're going to avoid making it too interesting and actually string this standing up. But bow's looking pretty slick. They definitely changed some of the hardware, like the screws for the grip here are black now. On my Formula XI, they're actually silver. The Hoyt logo is this nice, very simple, like kind of gray Hoyt on a black background. The XD is like more of a grayish white on a nice black background. Really matches up with all the other accessories from other companies on this bow, which is pretty cool. And this is probably a terrible idea. No, it's not a terrible idea yet, until the wind blows it over. Let's go click these limbs in. See if they sound any different. Remember, this is with the new fancy locking system. All right, gives a nice click. I don't know if it's necessarily a stronger click or anything from previous Hoyt bows, but it's a click. Okay, sounds pretty good. Let's go and string this now. Okay, so let's string it for the first time. We are using a Sure Shot Archery stringer that I may have made a mess of. Transferred these limbs over. All right. I straightened it out. Yes, Sure Shot Archery, adjustable stringer. You can adjust it to all different sized archers available on our website, sureshotarchery.com. Check it out. Support the show so that we can do more cool videos like this. Hopefully with more bows in the future. Or you can pick it up from Lancaster as well. All right, there she is. Woo. All right. Well, could be a little bit light. We don't have the limb bolts in that far, but feels pretty good. All right. So let me go check out all the parameters. Make sure that we are in alignment. It doesn't look bad at all from here, but we'll check out a little bit more thoroughly with some biter blocks and stuff like that. Make sure this bow is actually close to, basically at the 46 pounds I normally shoot, so my arrows aren't that far off. Make sure my center shot's on, very basic tuning, just so that I can go and shoot this for the first time and share it with you guys. This is going to be fun, so I'll be back in a bit. All right, so it's actually the next day. I made the miscalculation of, I'll just switch strings between the XI and the XD, which would work. The brace height and everything was exactly the same. It takes exactly the same length string, but the center serve's way off, and my knocking points were way off because, again, the XD has a lower grip position. It's not up here, it's down here. So I would have had to redo the whole string. So I just made a new string. I spent all last night making a new string so that I could have this set up today. We're pretty well set up. I don't see why I won't put this arrow into the target at 70 meters here. This is the first shot, so we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited. I've been looking at this for like a week, making videos to get to this point, so this should be a lot of fun. And we'll probably do more than one shot, as long as we're actually putting it on the target, which we should, because I got the weight basically the same as the XI. I left all my sight settings and everything the same. It should essentially shoot in terms of arrow speed and stuff like that. It should be sending it down there at about the same speed, especially since I'm using the same limbs. We're not using the new limbs because I don't have them in yet. So let's let's see how this goes. Good luck, X10. Good luck. Well, we made it, and that was really, honestly, that was really easy to draw. That was actually oddly easy to draw. There will be a video of me switching between this Formula XD and my older Formula XI, but that was really oddly easy to draw. I actually aimed higher on my target because it drew so smooth. I'm like, maybe my bow square, my bow, weight checking is off. That was weird. Okay. Anyway, that's the first shot. Let's do that again. See how it goes. This is a new experience I'm sharing with you guys. So let's see. I don't know exactly where we hit. It was not a 10. I'm sorry. I've let you down. I actually might need to move my... I wonder if the change in the position, it being a straighter riser messes with... My clicker feels like it's way out there, so we will see. Pulled in a little bit. Wow, that is a really smooth shot. Like, you're still getting feedback, but I went the wrong way. But that's really weird. In a good way. It's a good weird. It is a good weird. I intend to shoot this bow very thoroughly before I do an official review on it. And since that was arrow number 2, yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, this is pretty nice actually. Not that I was saying it was bad before, but
very quiet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is a very quiet bow. It's got to be the dampeners. Must be the dampeners. Maybe some of it's the geometry, but this is really wild. Okay, it wasn't what I was expecting. Not that I necessarily came into this with expectations, but I didn't think it would shoot this way, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's tell the bugs to be quiet. Hey. All right, we'll listen to the sound this puppy makes. Wow. All right. You know what? We're gonna give you guys not a better seat. We're gonna give you a better better listening. Look, this is my sound system, by the way. It's got little ears on it. This is probably going to be really loud now, but listen how quiet this bow is. And I haven't really like thoroughly. I just put some generic settings on it. And of course, there's going to be a plane that goes by. So, uno momento, por favor. All right, I think we're in business. That was a banner plane because we are shore shot archery. The beach is literally, I don't know, a couple miles away if you just went down my street. You'd have to swim though across the bay to get to the ocean, but it's right there, and those are the planes that fly the banners on the beach. They fly really slow. Okay, so let's listen. I can't do much about the cicada going crazy back here, but let's see what it sounds like. Not the best shot for me, but still wild. Really quiet, really smooth. I'm gonna have to, play around with this more, really get it dialed in. But so far, honestly, I really like it. I don't think it's too muffled. I personally probably wouldn't put any additional dampeners on this riser. We will see though. Remember, this is the old Velos limbs. We don't have the new ones, so we'll see how it pairs up with the brand new limbs. But this is a pretty cool start from so far, and we'll see where it goes from here. Let me know what else you want to see videos on. I have my own personal list that I wrote out of things that I was interested in, but if anybody's got any intriguing ideas, fun things to do, to show off, to see how this, stacks up against against the bow that it's replacing, let me know. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in a Formula XD here, go and check out Hoyt's website, find your local Hoyt dealer, get pricing, availability from them, and pick yourself up one. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate everybody coming out to check this video. And with that, as always, happy shooting!